Hi guys, I'm just getting set up here. I'm in my little lair, if you will, and if you hear my dryer, it's just right there, and I'm doing all of my laundry today, so it's just has a mind of its own. And also Quincy just woke up from her nap and my sweet husband is gonna go hang out with her. Hi, Claudia. So if you hear some toddler noises, it's just little Quinny. I'm gonna wait a few minutes for you guys to pop on. Just cleaning up my little beauty desk. This is where I do my thing and get ready every day. I've got my ring light on so we can have the best lighting around. And then, oh hey Bailey, thanks sis. I want to make sure that I give you guys the realest in all of this beauty business, and so I'm gonna be referencing I spent some time writing down all of my thoughts, because it's one of those things, anytime that I like talk to people, I get super caught up in whatever I'm talking about, and I want to make sure that I get you guys all of the realness and the numbers and like the business real that it is. So we have a couple people on, and I know people are gonna watch this later because they're like living their lives. It's 2:30 on a Friday. But I just kind of wanted to tell you guys a little bit about me and my journey and where my life is now after joining this beauty business that has become super popular in the last year. So I have been in the beauty industry for 11 years now. That ages me. It is fine. I went to aesthetic school and became a master esthetician back in 2007. Where my Bon Losi girls at. And then I worked as an esthetician for about 3 years. Got a little bored, as I often do, and I went back to school to be a hairstylist. So I went to school to do cosmetology. Worked as a stylist for about 2 years in California, moved to Utah, and just kind of did it part-time. I was kind of finding my way, and I moved to Utah from California, just not really sure why. It just kind of happened, and I followed my heart. And so from about, when did I move to Utah? 2012, I think it was. I've been here, almost 6 years. So 2012, I moved to Utah, and I was just doing hair part-time, and I was just really trying to find myself, and I found myself doing something else that made me passionate, along with still doing the beauty business of doing hair. So I love fashion. As you can see, I'm really fashionable today. I have my collared shirt just hiding under my sweater because I am cold and I was just snuggly, but I love fashion styling. I've styled for different boutiques and different musicians and artists, and I've worked with a lot of photographers and models, and that is just one of the things I truly believe in, and I will never let it go. So I was doing that part-time while I was doing hair part-time, just kind of juggling my life and kind of like going through my passions. So I was pregnant with Quincy, and the years just like fly by. It was 2015, and I landed a full-time job at a clothing boutique, and I enjoyed what I was doing, but I got to a point where I just couldn't have someone telling me where I needed to be, and being on like a real schedule, like a real 9 to 5, knowing that I would have to leave my baby with who knows who. And so that is kind of 2 weeks before I had Quincy, I decided to go full force freelance, and to just kind of be my own boss. So it has been, so that was November of 2015, almost 2.5 years. Don't worry, I'm hydrating. And then when Quincy was about 5 months, life changed for us and I became a single mom, and I was living on a one income freelance income. I was making ends meet every month somehow by some miracle. And I was just hustling. I was hustling so hard. And then my girlfriend Jaylyn, who a lot of you may know, and if you don't, check her out, Jaylyn Schroeder, she gave me a Lip Sense smudge proof color for my birthday. It was First Love. It's a really nude color. It matched the color that I would wear pretty much all the time, and I would always wear that color because I had a 6-month-old baby who I would kiss, and I didn't want to get lip color on her, so I would just wear my nude. So anyway, she sent me that, and I saw her that she was always sharing these colors on Snapchat, and she was so excited about it. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but Mama's on a budget. And then she reached out and was just like, hey, how do you feel about the product? Like, this is all the stuff I'm doing with it. I'm making money. You should do this. I know where your life is. And I was like, I don't have $55 to sign up for anything. We downsized our home, and I just had to make major sacrifices. And going back a little bit, I was already running my own business, and my Be More clothing collection had been up for about a year, and I was just like putting money into that and hoping it would happen, and it just wasn't happening, and I just couldn't give it up because I cared about it. So here I am putting all this money into inventory for my clothing collection that's just like chilling. So I'm like, I can't really justify starting another business right now with where I'm at. And then a few weeks went by, and I kept thinking about it, and a few weeks went by, and I kept seeing her post about it, and I was like, okay, this stuff is actually kind of cool. And I'm like, I do beauty. I'm a hairstylist. I can sell this to my clients. Like, it's not really going to be that outside of my realm. But I didn't want to work for an MLM. Anybody else out there not want to work for an MLM because it's an MLM and you don't want to be that girl? Guilty. So I'm pretty sure I asked my mom for that extra $55 to invest in my new venture, because bless my parents, they are always investing in me and all the things I believe in. And so then I joined Senegence in July of 2017. At this point, I owned my very small 250 square foot natural light photography studio. I had my Be More clothing collection. I was working with the Allison Show, and I was doing hair part-time. And so I was doing all of these things, and I was just like totally spread, way too thin, but I was not gonna give up. Hey girl. I was not going to give up, and I was just going to keep pushing. So, I fell in love with the product, but I still was like, I'm not going to be annoying. I'm not going to be that girl slide into people's DMs and be like, buy this product. Hi, Mom. And so I would like share the product with my friends, with my clients, and then let me see. I'm going to check my notes because I want to make sure I tell you guys like timeline right. So I joined in July of 2017. And then in October, so 3 months later, I had one girl on my team, Amelia. What's up, girlfriend? She was my only girl on my team, and I got my first commission check from having a team, and it was $143. Now, $143 does not seem like a lot to a lot of people, but it seems like a lot to some people, just depending on what your life situation was. At the time, like, that was a quarter of our rent that I was just trying to hustle. So that was everything to me at that moment. Quincy and I were living in a studio apartment, and her crib was next to my bed, and I was determined to create a better life for her. So October of 2017, $143 commission check that I personally didn't have to do anything except for train my girl and help her do sales. I'm feeling really good about this. So I continue on hustling my way through, continuing to reevaluate my life as I do so often. And in December, 3 months after my first commission check, I got another girl on my team, Abby. I don't know if you're watching, but Abby was my saving grace. She reached out to me via Snapchat. She had like seen me post about like this cool lipstick, blah, blah, blah. And she hit the ground running and just built her own team. She's gotten to a point where she's making 4 figures a month from her team. And that is amazing. And she joined 3 or 4 months after I did. So I doubled my first commission to $300 within 5 months of joining. And honestly, I didn't do anything. I got really lucky by having a girl who was just stoked about the product and just went for it. In February of, I'm saying like all of this happened in 2017, but it was 2016. It's been years they go by, my friends. Okay, so this is a year and a half ago that all of this is happening. So February of last year, because it is now 2018, please bless, I followed my heart, as I do so often, and kind of decided to put everything that I was working on together in one place. So I opened Be More Creative Studios in Provo, which is a natural light photography studio event space. I have a 1-chair salon that I work out of, and I do my clothing boutique stuff out of there. And so that was so much more than I ever expected it to be, in so many ways that like I just didn't know. I'd never done anything like this. I jumped in, eyes wide open, hoping for the best, and it was a lot. It's still a lot. And I put all of my energy into that because that is what I needed to do at the time. So I was still doing hair clients. That's how I was paying for my life with Quincy. I was doing hair clients, I was doing business consulting, and I was bringing home these commission checks from the team under me that was working so hard. And I got to a point where in March of last year, so March of 2017, I had doubled what I had been making before, and I made $700 in a commission check, and that was all of my rent. For the first time, I was able to pay my rent without worrying so bad about it. And that was probably one of the greatest feelings that I had had up until that point. Just not having to worry about where me and my baby were going to be sleeping that month. So at this point, since I was putting all of my effort into Be More Creative, I wasn't really giving my team what they needed. I had trained my girls to a point, but I just kind of let them go. And I was like, I'm here if you need me, like texting them like once a month. I was maybe doing 5 hours of work a month. 5 hours of work a month, making these commission checks that were paying for my rent. The greatest blessing. Sorry, I'm having feelings. This is real. So I had a few girls reach out to me that summer who had just been following me, and I would post here and there, and they joined my team, and they've started to build their own teams. And sincerely, this venture that I've been working on with Senegence has been a lot of luck for me, to be honest. I got lucky to have really, really kick-ass girls join and be excited about it. And I will support and love them for them supporting and loving and believing that I could be a great team leader. And then I got to a point where I got married. So that kind of took up a lot of my summer. and just like focusing on getting married, starting my life. So I got married in August of last year, and I found out at the beginning of October that I was pregnant with my second baby. Babies, in my experience, have a way of elevating your life and pushing you to be more than you ever knew you could be. And I sat there and I thought about, what is the next year of my life going to look like? Am I going to have to hustle even harder to make ends meet? I'm a very independent person, which I'm blessed with, and that's kind of how I got through my life up until the point where I had a supportive husband. And now I want to be able to contribute to my family. And so I reevaluated and I thought to myself, okay, if I'm making this amount of money through passive income, if I put effort and I'm not passive, what is the potential that I have? What is the saying? Where your energy flows, grows. In the middle of October, right after I found out that I was pregnant with baby number 2, I decided that I was really going to do this because I was making the most that I was out of all of my ventures from this thing that was passive. So I recommitted myself and I started actually leading my team in October, and my commission in November was over $1,000. And for the first time in a year, I was making 4 figures from my commissions. So I started in October. My first commission came in October of 2016 with 1 person on my team. And then a year later, with over 100 girls on my team, I have 100 girls on my team, I'm making over $1,000 in commissions. And a lot of those girls who are on my team are making 4 figures themselves. So when I started my Be More collection in the spring of 2015, my goal and the reason why I started doing what I was doing was so that I could empower other women to become self-sufficient through their talents and passions. That is why I started what I started so many years ago, and that is why I have struggled through and pushed through all of the things that have happened in the past few years. That if I can help any woman to be able to do that, that's what I want to do. So let's go back to me not wanting to work for an MLM. I stopped putting effort because I didn't want to be that girl. I didn't want to be annoying. I didn't want to be pushy. I didn't want to just sell and not believe in something. And when I had the realization that what I was doing with my Be More Beauty collection and building this team through Senegence, I was able to help women become self-sufficient through their talents and their passions. And that has just reignited everything for me. So, with that said, I promise that I will never spam you. I will never sell you on some pitchy sales shit. Like, I won't. I can't. It's not who I am. But why I'm here today is I'm coming to each and every one of you who are looking for an opportunity. And if you are passionate about what I am passionate about helping other women become self-sufficient, or if you're passionate about beauty, or if you are in a position to where you want to supplement your daughter's dance class, or pay for your son's sports camp, or just find your own identity by having something that is for you and by you, I am here and I am leading my team to greatness. And I'm not even gonna go into how wonderful the products are because that's not what I care about. What I care about is inspiring and helping and sponsoring and promoting any woman who wants to become more of herself, and to become self-sufficient through your talents. Thank you for listening to my life today. Thank you to everyone who has supported me in the past few years in all of my businesses, and who's never given up on me and have sent me messages of support and love through the challenges that life is. Thank you for supporting my family, because when you're here and you are supporting my business, you are supporting my family. So thank you so much. I'm gonna pull myself together and I'm gonna go spend the rest of the afternoon with my family, who's out watching the Smurfs movie, I'm pretty sure right now. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here and for supporting and for your love and everything. And if you're ready to change your life, or you need support in whatever you are doing, I am here for that. Whether it's SeneGence, or it's your clothing business, or I don't care what you do, I want to help you. So, thank you so much. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you soon. And hopefully next time I see you, I will not be so emotional, but I'm going to blame it on my pregnancy hormones. So, goodbye, everybody.